What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Bad Batch breakdown, review, and recap. Now, after last week's action-packed solo adventure beginning for the Clone Force 99, we take out somewhat of a chilled-out adventure, and while last week saw the effects of the new galactic empire on the clones and Tarkin's cheap nature, as we know now he'll try and opt for less clones, here we see how the Empire makes the lives of the civilians much, much worse. The wider galaxy has been shown superbly by The Mandalorian and Rogue One, and was even a pointless fetch quest in The Last Jedi, but it hasn't really shown the immediate impact the Empire had on the minutiae of everyday life, with exception to Solo's escape of a dead-end planet, the second best Disney Star Wars movie after Rogue One. Now here we are heading to J19, or more specifically, the Saleucami system, which I have probably absolutely butchered in Sector J19. Now we have seen this in the Clone Wars, where Obi-Wan Kenobi was chasing Grievous across the galaxy, and we saw Rex and crew head there, only to find a deserter named Cut when they were forced to lay low after being bested by some droids. I liked how they came across Cut's traps, and Wrecker's reaction was hilarious. And they mentioned the inhibitor chip, which is funny, and they have no idea except Tech is like, yeah, that's the programming, dummy. Now, Cut found his way to the planet after the first battle of Geonosis. His troop transport was attacked, leaving his comrades dead or injured, and he's decided to dip and marry Sue later and made a life on this outback planet. The crew receive a warm welcome by Cut, his wife, and their kids. However, we hear something very, very cool that I didn't expect so early on, and that was the mention of another clone, not just any other clone, coming by post Order 66, and that was Rex. We know as of Rebels he moved to Sealos with his Commander Wolf after Order 66 was enacted and escaped the ship he was on with Ahsoka at the end of the Clone Wars series. It was nice to hear and with some really, really awesome fan service. But both Cut and Hunter, in a moment, just those two, discuss Omega as she goes off to play with the kids, and they discuss her purpose. While Hunter just presumes she is a defective clone, Cut reminds him that the Kaminoans don't make things without a purpose, and they have to wonder what her purpose is, as each one of 99 do have one. I theorized that she is some sort of Force-sensitive clone and will, or had, or perhaps will, play a part in the ongoing Grogu and Palpatine clone mystery. Of course, that's a big, big leap from tangible Jedi traits that we saw in this episode and last episode, but I must admit I do enjoy a wacky theory here and there. Cut wants to get off the planet as, of course, the Empire are just awful now, and the promise of a better peace and stability has come with an iron grip by the Empire, as Hunter and Cut go into town to try and secure a shuttle, except there is one problem. The Empire are here with an iron grip on society. This is the early days, and we saw this in Solo, where you need special papers and authority to leave the planet, but here you need a chain code, and even the currency is being changed. The squad opine that this is a way to keep tabs on every civilian of the Empire, and the problem is here that Cut he's a clone, so awkward. Chain codes were first introduced in The Mandalorian, and I love how even the New Republic used them, despite apparently being saviors. Yes, very good there. However, Hunter is thinking that it might be a good idea to keep Omega with Cut and give her the life he thinks she deserves after seeing her play with children. I liked her wonder at dirt and anything that isn't sterile and white like on Kamino. It makes sense as she is still a child, but she wants to stick with the Bad Batch as of the episode's end. Something about her I don't trust, especially as she was so in there with the authorities on Kamino and could be a plant to study Clone Force 99, or even better, see how the resistance is starting to form up, but these are just wild speculations at the moment. However, the situation is still quite desperate as Echo and Tech take things into their own hands as they work out that they can tag their ship if they get it into the compound, and get chain codes and such by getting into the impound and hacking into the clone network, which of course they know inside and out. There is one problem. Omega is with them. Omega is in the doghouse after getting into trouble when she came into contact with a monster just outside of Cut's compound. However, they are able to sort it out, albeit in a truly messy way. But hey, what else would we actually want from this crew? The action, the gunfights, the sound, everything is just superb. And they do try and save Cut. And I really liked how the guard is like, hey, you remind me of, but then he's like, yeah, I've got to go. There's a firefight going on down the road there as his family walk onto the shuttle to make a new life elsewhere. Now, I do hope that we actually see more of this guy. I really like his story, and it would be interesting if he actually was dragged back into the fight, which would be fun to see and a nice story there. But the Bad Batch are now off their planet, and I thought it was really funny how Wrecker was just curling a power droid, just chilling. Now, Omega is with the clones proper, and moving forward, she wants to learn more, and we have the whole thing, yeah, I can learn from you, says Hunter as well. And I do like the curveball of this kid being thrown at the Bad Batch, and is a kind of interesting change to what this would be. Of course, Saturday morning cartoons, and this is very much a Saturday morning action cartoon, ignore the fact that it comes out on Fridays, but that's what it is. We've always had kids stick around and be involved with this as well, so it's going to be fun to see, and I'm interested to see where her story actually goes, because there is far more to her than meets the eye. See, Saturday morning Transformers. Moving on. Yeah, anyway. So I really enjoyed this episode. There wasn't much to it, and I'm sorry that I couldn't do too much in this video, but sometimes it's nice to make a bit of a shorter script here. But I enjoyed it, and I'm really liking this show. It's very much like Clone Wars. It's a bit jarring coming off of The Mandalorian, which is a different storytelling technique. It's a bit of a monster of the week, and whereas this show is very much kind of a typical cartoon, which that's not a bad thing. Overall, I thought it was fun, and I'm very looking forward to see where this show goes next. But let me know in the comments what you thought of the episode. Please do drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and do subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video from us. As we're covering this weekly, we will be covering Loki, and later today we are hoping to get out our Jupiter's Legacy video. But I'm going to give you some time to watch it first. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye and have a great day.